Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Yuji Nakamura, the director of the Land Mobile Communications Division of the MIC Japan. I'd like to start by expressing my sincere gratitude to distinguished delegates, speakers, and all the participants for joining this wonderful event, the 9th Global 5G event. Unfortunately, the weather is not fine today. In this situation, it is often said in Japan that the ground hardens after it rains. That means adversity strengthens the foundations. I strongly believe that this event will strengthen our further cooperation. Anyway, it is a great honor and a pleasure for me to make a keynote speech today. In my presentation today, I'd like to cover 3 topics. First, 5G services and policies. And second, deployment of local 5G. And third, toward beyond 5G. Now, to start with, I want to introduce 5G services and policies in Japan. First, let me explain about the MIC's role in this field. The role of MIC is to promote 5G policies, including, number 1, supporting the development of 5G infrastructure, and number 2, regulatory matters such as frequency assignment, and number 3, promoting technology development such as R&D and field tests. With regard to 5G in Japan, it has become familiar for our daily life and business. The number of 5G subscribers reached 45 million as of the end of last March. As the parliamentary vice minister mentioned, in March of this year, the Infrastructure Development Plan for a Digital Nation was formulated. Under this plan, we have set new goals on the population coverage ratio of 5G in Japan, which are trying to achieve 95% by the end of fiscal year 2023. From the aspect of radio spectrum, we newly allocated 2.3 gigahertz band for 5G in last May. And this slide shows the frequency assignment of 5G in Japan. MIC has assigned both sub-6 gigahertz and millimeter wave bands to 4 mobile network operators. In regard to sub-6 gigahertz, we assigned 100 megahertz of bandwidth for each operator. And in millimeter wave, which is the 28 gigahertz frequency band, we assigned each operator with 400 megahertz of bandwidth. Currently, those operators have been providing 5G commercial services in all 47 prefectures in Japan. Honestly speaking, millimeter wave utilization is rather inactive. The utilization of millimeter wave is one of the big challenges for us. Next, I will introduce the development of local 5G, which is our name for private 5G networks. In order to solve regional challenges and promote regional industries, the local 5G framework was established in December 2019. The regional challenges include labor shortage in agriculture and deficiencies in nursing care. Local 5G enables various entities, such as local government or enterprises, to flexibly establish their own networks on their own premises. Unlike 5G services provided by mobile network operators, local 5G enables the creation of customizable networks with flexible specifications that meet local needs. Then, local 5G could provide networks with less latency and more security. On this slide, the local 5G scenarios are introduced. With respect to the characteristics of 5G, local 5G enables 5G specifications to be flexibly customized to achieve the performance that is needed. Actually, it is expected that local 5G is used in smart factories, smart agriculture, and smart buildings, according to the needs of the local 5G users. In regard to the frequency allocation of local 5G, both millimeter wave and sub-6 gigahertz bands were assigned by MIC. In specific, from 4.6 gigahertz to 4.9 gigahertz, that is 300 megahertz of bandwidth, and 28.2 gigahertz to 29.1 gigahertz, that is 900 megahertz of bandwidth, were assigned. For the purpose of effective and efficient use of these frequency bands, MIC has set sharing conditions with other systems. So far, more than 100 licenses have been issued to a number of entities, such as manufacturers, cable TV companies, local governments, and so on. In order to further promote the introduction of local 5G, MIC and 5GMF issued the following guidelines and manual, which are first, the guidelines for the introduction of local 5G, and the second, the local 5G license application assistance manual. In addition to that, MIC has also been carrying out field trials for local 5G deployment using the national budget. And this slide explains about the guidelines which are published by MIC for introducing local 5G. In these guidelines, related regulations, license application procedures, and so on are introduced. Specifically, the guidelines provide an explanation about the Radio Law, Radio Act, and the Telecommunications Business Act, which are laws that applicants need to understand. In addition, the guidelines present ways for cooperating with other local 5G licensees and nationwide MNOs. Moreover, in March of this year, we updated our guidelines for the introduction of local 5G to make them more user-friendly. On this slide, local 5G license application assistance manual is introduced. 5G MF issued a manual to assist applicants with specific procedures for a radio station license in order to help build local 5G. I believe this manual is very helpful because most applicants are not familiar with the application procedures for a radio station license. And now, I'm gonna explain about the POC projects for local 5G. MIC has been conducting local 5G development demonstration project to mainly acquire radio propagation characteristics in various environments with a large number of base stations and terminals. Based on the acquired data, we may revise the technical specifications to realize more effective and flexible local 5G. Now, I'd like to briefly talk about the situation and the activities for Beyond 5G in Japan. As shown on this slide, I understand many countries are accelerating their activities on Beyond 5G or 6G. I'm looking forward to hearing the updated situation in other areas or countries at the following sessions. Needless to say, the ITU is continuing discussions on the international standardization of Beyond 5G with target year of 2030. According to discussions in ITU, several countries have proposed a number of use cases, such as XR, telepresence, and digital twin, and so on. In order to realize these use cases, some technical features will be necessary. Of course, Beyond 5G should be much faster, have low latency, and allow massive connections compared with current 5G. In addition, considering that the year 2030 represents the target year for achieving the SDGs, Beyond 5G is expected to have new features such as ultra-low power consumption, autonomy, scalability, and ultra security and resiliency. And these new technical features will contribute to generate new sustainable values. And in this slide, Beyond 5G promotion strategy in Japan is introduced. In 2020, MIC announced the Beyond 5G promotion strategy, in which we clarified 3 basic principles. Firstly, we will implement global first with the aim of cooperation with global strategic partners. And secondly, we will build ecosystem that generate innovation, which actively encourage free and agile efforts by diverse players. And thirdly, we will concentrate resource allocation to enable Japanese players to effectively participate in global collaboration. We are trying to make every effort to promote R&D and to strengthen international cooperation beyond 5G, as well as 5G and local 5G deployment. Now, in closing my opening address at the 9th Global 5G event, I look forward to seeing meaningful exchanges of our views and discussions for the further development of 5G. I hope that this wonderful event will be a great success. And thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.